celebration at Cameron Indoor Stadium this evening.
Cooper Flagg and Con Knippel also in the house. So a lot of stars shining as we get underway. And Syracuse wins the opening tip. They committed 15-11, 6-7 in the ACC. And looking for a major upset on the road tonight in the conference. Duke looking for win number 24. Over the top, and the tap is up and in by Kyle, who can really sky the 6'9" senior to get the orange goal.
What you love about J.J. Starling right out of the gate, taking his time, coming off that ball screen, recognizing the help from the weak side. And that's how you want to start the game if you're Syracuse, to give yourselves a chance.
Patrick Gungba got back in the lineup on Saturday despite an injury to the wrist.
They're fine-tuning towards a national championship run.
Look at the Syracuse starting lineup. That includes Starling, the 6'4" senior. They need his leadership in this building because a lot of the Orange players have never played in here before. And this is a different animal for anybody when it comes to Cameron Indoor. Starling on the attack, trying to use the window, can't hit it. Dame Sarr out of the pack, the talented freshman. He slams on the brakes. Caleb Foster. And Cam Boozer, who is really having an amazing season. The only year he's going to play college basketball. He's going to flick that one out near midcourt. Shot clock down to 7. He did. Foster to drive it. And on the other side of the iron, Boozer will finish that.
He's just so active around the rim. You can utilize him as a driver, but also if you lose him, he gets on the offensive glass. Good kick.
George with the kick. Trying to fire that one up there and drain it. He's only 33% from 3, but that was all net.
So Nate George right there on that kick from the side. His vision and just overall him settling into the game has been the difference for Syracuse the last 2 ball games.
Foster looking in. Looking for the cutter. Boozer will bounce for Gungba. In the blue. Can't drop it down, but he grabs his own miss. Very active there. Playing with a bad wrist. Sarr will drive it and score it. It just seems to get better and better.
Well, his offense comes from his defense just being active on a defensive end, and that's what you love to see from Dame Sarr, attacking off the dribble instead of settling for a 3 early.
Starting with a pull-up pop, but too strong. Gungba with the rebound. Duke number 10 in the country in offensive efficiency, in the top 3 defensively. Evans too strong. Foster hustles for the rebound in the corner. Boozer averaging 23 and 10. He has already won the Rookie of the Week in the ACC 8 times. Gungba trying to use that baseline to spin nicely down.
Just showing you the size and the physicality of Gungba. Just moving Freeman wherever he wants to on the lower block.
We talk about the Orange, not a good three-point shooting team. They did hit 11 against Florida State, so they have guys who can hit that shot. They just have not hit enough of them. And here's Donnie Freeman, who is their #1 scorer at 18 points a game. Shot clock down to 4. Kings will let it fly. Can't drain it.
You love the patience by Syracuse. Those are the open looks, so you got to knock down. King's a guy who's been shooting around 48% from the three-point line in the last 6 games.
Evans slashing inside. Can't convert it. Talk about Nate Kings, the senior out of Salem, Oregon. He was the star on Saturday. In the last couple of seconds, hit a huge shot against SMU that won it in the dome for Syracuse.
Yeah, just giving him an extra scoring punch.
Heavy traffic. George denied. Here come the Blue Devils. Evans back for Foster. Syracuse gets back defensively.
Foster kicking himself there. He missed Boozer on the left-hand side for a wide open jam.
Shot clock inside 10. Foster between the legs. Tough sledding. Rejected on the play. Syracuse's Kyle, who's among the best in the country at rejecting shots. They'll swing it for Freeman. Gets a great open look, but he can't drain it, but they'll get a second chance.
Freeman, the leading scorer on this team. A lot of his shots come from continuity within the offense, and he needs to get going in this game. as he's one of the best scorers in the ACC.
Trying to give it up late in the shot clock. It's down to 1, and the shot will go anyway. Freeman, a guy at his size, 6'9", can do a lot of things offensively.
Well, that's the thing. If Duke is going to switch on him, you have a smaller Foster at 6'4". He could turn and face and just shoot the shot over the smaller defender.
Gungba on Freeman. Oh, lost him, but the rejection again by Kyle. His second in about 30 seconds. On the run, the slam by Kings. Syracuse turning defense into offense.
Well, they rank second in the conference in fast break points, around 12.4 per game. One of the things Duke talked a lot about today is off loose balls or turnovers, getting back with transition defense. And what a physical game we got here.
Well, Syracuse determining that's how they have to play.
No matter the opponent, and Duke players telling each other all week, we need to play with March Madness energy in these last 6 games. Jay, OB?
He is no doubt the bona fide leader of this team, and when you think about him, he's a perfect marriage of production and efficiency. Even though he missed that shot down there, OB, the strength, the power, the force, and ultimately the feel of the game is what makes him a spectacular college basketball player.
Is there a template to beat Duke and to tie him up the way North Carolina did?
I think you got to give him multiple reads defensively, and you got to deter his vision overall. The more he turns the ball over, the better position you're in to win that game.
Nick Kamendia, 6'8" freshman, now into the fray for Jon Scheyer. His team holding opponents to 63 points a game. This is a tremendous defensive team. Duke always has a good defensive unit. This is one of their best. That'll spin out for Boozer. Grabs his own miss and right back up.
Duke is so good at inverting their high pick and rolls, where a smaller guard will come set the screen for Cameron, who can either be an elite passer or a big-time shot maker off the dribble.
Well, another good look for Freeman. Can't knock it down. Caden Boozer kind of tumbling through the lane off to Sarr. Rebound tapped around right to midcourt. And right back at it with a reset of the shot clock at 20. Now 30.
Syracuse is going to have to keep Duke off the offensive glass.
And the drive by Boozer. Caden Boozer all the way through. Coming off a good game on Saturday against Clemson.
You know, but ultimately for Syracuse, you have to be met with force if Duke is going to be able to get in the gaps. And this is about the 4th or 5th possession in which nobody's met a Duke player at the rim with any kind of physical contact.
Started with a tough pass in the paint and a whip.
And it's going to take consistent effort by Syracuse's bigs to meet him early and contest.
Malik Brown with a foul. And a front rim by Kyle III, senior from Nebraska. And Cam getting a little bit of a breather here in the opening minutes at Cameron Indoor. With a lot of NBA talent watching him. That includes scouts, but also guys who are getting it done in the league or wore the Duke jersey last year. Like these guys.
Cooper Flagg in the building. Tom Malawach, Con Knipple as well in the building. And you think about a team last year, I mean, what talent they had with those players in that starting five. Tyrese Proctor here the other day as well.
That'll go the other way.
They typically play older guards. They defer to the young freshman who's leading them in points per game. One of the best freshmen we have. I swear, this is, from a productivity perspective, the best freshman class I think we've had in the history of college basketball. I'm not saying all these names, OB, are going to pan out to be perennial all-stars, but we've had 30-point games. We've had 12 games where players have scored over 40 points as freshmen in college basketball.
An incredibly deep class. I mean, Cam Boozer twice has scored 35. That hasn't been done by a Duke freshman with all the great freshmen they've had. He's back in the game here. 5 to get a shot off now for the Blue Devils. Backing into the paint. Faking. Stumbled a bit and he traveled with it. Now, Molly, you were checking in on the huddles moments ago. What'd you learn?
Yeah, in the team huddles, Duke head coach Jon Scheyer was reminding his team
that we have in the game of college basketball today.
I think the great Dick Vitale would agree with you, with all the diaper dandies he has seen over the years, that this class is something really special. Syracuse only 1 for their last 9 shooting it. They need a bucket. They're not going to get it here. On the run out, Sarr trying to beat the field. Slams it down.
Syracuse making their last 1 of 10 shot attempts from the field. And they're in a dangerous position right here. Duke's starting to find their rhythm. They have to value the ball and take high, efficient shots.
Freeman, another good look, another misfire. So he's chilly, not a good sign for the Orange at all. And a foul off the ball at the 7:10 mark. 23-12, the Blue Devils. Defense is triggering it.
And Isaiah Evans doing a really good job of contesting. You talk about the vision of Cameron Boozer. What an outlet pass to Sarr, who's able to give a big-time finish. Duke, one of the top defensive teams in the nation. They get so many deflections, and they contest every shot at the rim.
I thought the game that Corey and I had with Dickie V on Saturday, they played their best defense in the last couple of years.
And they held Clemson to 54 points. I don't think Clemson's been held to 54 points in the last 4 years.
Foul here is an issue for Syracuse. They've cost themselves a couple of games. And Kyle is only 50% because of that form.
And not just free throws, but Donnie Freeman needs to get going. If you're going to beat a top 5 program on the road in their gym, your best player needs to bring it. And he needs to get quality touches and positions on the floor where he can score.
Man, is he a difference maker or what? He has 9 first-half points. He's making shots. That changes everything when you're trying to guard the Blue Devils.
Him working on his game this offseason, putting the ball on the ground and not being a one-dimensional player has really been the difference. He keeps the defense honest now.
King's a long one, yes. And a nice answer there for Nate Kings, the senior. 5 points for him. Syracuse trying to stay connected here at Cameron Indoor. Boozer, long one, yes sir. He can do that too. One of the top 5 scorers in America. 7 points for Cam Boozer. Freeman just threw it away. Bad pass. In transition, Foster. Evans again. And a fight for the rebound. Freeman will come away with it. He's getting 7 a game. Kyle at the line. Won't shoot it. And a kick ball. 5.5 to go before the break.
Well, as you see, you're going to see this screen. The screen's going to come right down this way in this area here. And watch how he hits him on the screen. Actually cracks into him and then just opens up that entire lane. Kyle has been told to stay with Boozer because he can pick and pop. But defense needs to come from the weak side to help on that gap.
Kyle looking for an opening to slam it, but a miss. Gungba went down. Again, he's playing on a tender wrist. Slapped away.
He's just so consistent. Hey, he's such a high basketball IQ player. And you can trust him when you have a player who runs your front line that way, also from a communications perspective.
George trying to make communication. Sarr all over him. Such a plus defender. Shot clock to 5. Starling's got to make a move. Got the shot up, in and out. Kyle grabbed the rebound and stuffed it.
Well, that's what you love about Kyle. He may struggle from the free throw line, but that does not mean that he does not need to be active in attacking the offensive glass.
Outstanding defender, UCLA transfer. He had 6 blocks against Tennessee this season.
Good pass.
Brown, they'll swing it. Foster, the open shooter, air mails it, and they can't save it. So it's back over to the Orange here with 4:29 to go in the half.
Yeah, I thought that was one pass too many. Cameron Boozer had a wide open shot in the corner. You got to shoot that.
Syracuse has dropped 6 of their last 9 despite winning the last 2 in ACC play. They go to Chapel Hill next Saturday, and they still have to go to Louisville as well. Kings, the hero on Saturday, gets the shot up. Yes, and a triple.
Tell you, a guy who had 27 against Cal last Wednesday, an elite shooter, and also, you know, a southpaw, a lefty, which can throw you off defensively and how you guard a guy like that. You got to stay on that left shoulder.
Cam Boozer on a spin to his right and draws the whistle. with 3:50. SU a huge win over SMU at the Dome on Saturday in the last 2 seconds.
Just look at the ball pressure Sarr is putting on George.
Duke won a challenge in the timeout moments ago on a common foul. The back shot won't go. Boozer collecting the rebound, but a foul on the deck. And that's where Kyle wound up on his back. He's having a superb defensive first half. Brown with a foul.
He's just so active, and you saw Brown and Foster trying to squeeze him there, but his arms got tangled up.
Let's go to Molly McGrath.
Well, OB, William Kyle III, one of the best shot blockers in the country, and he said the art of blocking shots is all about timing, which he perfected in track and field when he was a high jumper. He always tells himself, get in the right position to be the second jumper for a clean block. He's had a couple of those tonight. He also competed in long distance running, saying a lot of bigs my size don't move the way I do. I see that foundation of track and field in my lateral quickness and the fluidity of my movement, and he's been a factor here early, guys.
No, footwork is absolutely the key, isn't it, Molly and Jay? I remember they talked about Bill Russell. They say he had the footwork of a great boxer inside the rim. And so often Bill Russell, many would say the greatest shot blocker of all time, kept the ball in bounds. He wouldn't reject it 14 rows.
Yeah, just the ultimate touch, right? And that's what William Kyle does. Coming over from the weak side, it's very springy in the way he could jump. But also, you know, OB, to your point, not only footwork, conditioning. You know, each and every possession, he is sprinting down the court. Not only is he blocking shots, but he's also meeting Gungba and Cameron Boozer early and forcing them to make it difficult to let them get paint position.
George will pull up from 13 and knock it down. Well, the Orange continue to make shots here. Again, Duke had an 11-point lead down to 5. So they've whittled it away.
Hey, George finally playing with the pace. You saw him play it last year offensively at Georgia Tech.
And Boozer kicks it to his brother in the corner for the open look. And a triple. Five points for Caden Boozer. Had a really strong game against Clemson on Saturday. Starling gives it up. Betsy, very good shooter when he gets rolling. They'd like him to shoot more, to be a little more greedy offensively. Caden Boozer, and a pass too strong, but there is a whistle on the back for Gungba. His roommates with Cam Boozer on the road. Freeman. Starling for the Notre Dame player. Hands it off right along the sideline, and a whistle.
I know Syracuse and their guards between George and Kings and Starling can take shots from the outside. But Donnie Freeman, who leads this team in scoring each and every night, has only 4 shot attempts in the first half. Now, a lot of that is predicated upon Duke's defense and being physical with him. But also, I think sometimes he gets lost within the offense, and Syracuse needs to make him a priority.
Aaron Toss just thrown out a play by Kings. A messy play for the Orange. Only 3 turnovers for them. Duke has won 29 consecutive home games. Shane mentioned the quad 1 wins. They're tops in America with 10 of those. And they have 8 wins over top 25 opponents. Boozer, the major reason why, off the double fake, and finishes that. He had a foul too.
He's so patient offensively. That's the inverted screen where a smaller comes to set a pick for him, but he just cars his way to the basket.
Caden Boozer out in front. Evans hangs on to it, left it short. Cam Boozer with another 2. So that gives him 12 points and 10 rebounds, already a double-double. And we're not done with the first half. And Duke with their biggest lead. Nathan George up by the logo. 10 to get off a shot. Here's Freeman trying to make a spin move. Wow. Great play by Gungba to keep that alive. Boozer to Evans for the slam. And it happens that quickly here. Then relentless defense for Duke. An 11-0 run right before halftime. Here's Freeman to pull up. No. And the heave at the buzzer won't go, but Duke with an explosion late. How often have we seen that here? And they lead it.
Donnie Freeman. He's personally taking on that challenge. And OB, that's what I love to see. When the best players on each team decide to draw a line in the sand and guard each other.
Duke with the ball as we open up the second 20 minutes. And leading by 16. Boozer bouncing for Gungba. He's been really active offensively, getting inside. Got the shot he wanted, tipped it in.
And if you allow him to catch the ball that deep in the paint, with his size, his frame, there's no stopping him. You got to get help coming down to clamp down on that, try to dig in to get the ball.
Syracuse is not a team that can shoot their way back into it if they fall behind by a whole lot. They're not a good three-point shooting team, and they were just 4 for 16 in the first half, and there's Freeman in close.
You like what Red would do out of the opening play in the second half, making it a priority to get their best player the ball. And he needs to get going offensively. You do that by designing a play for him to start the second half.
Syracuse trying to put a lock on Gungba.
It's once again, I mean, you talk about a physical game. He gets the ball that low, and he has such a quick second jump to get that offensive rebound off his own miss.
Foster jump behind the line, and he'll swish in a triple. Those first 5 minutes here at Cameron Indoor can be so deadly. Duke over the last 2 years is 58-6. They have the best record in college basketball. At home, they've been unbeatable.
And this team can find a third and fourth option that consistently steps up to score the ball. That's when they'll be best determined to win a championship.
Timeout, Syracuse.
With ball movement, playing with more strain, but he loved his team's ability to respond. Told them, we have been here before, but they need to punch back right now, OB.
Amali, they played a lot of close games. This one is not right now, so they have shown the ability at times to come back. This is a different animal here at Cameron Indoor. The lay-in won't go. Kyle fighting for the rebound, surrounded by white shirts. He made it anyway.
Kyle right there through 5 white jerseys, powering the ball up strong for the finish.
Formerly the Summit League's Defensive Player of the Year. There's a lot of work to do at the foul line. 48-28.
Similar to SMU. Now they're going to their zone. No.
They go to Boozer for an easy dunk. 14 points. For the man vying for National Player of the Year, ACC Player of the Year. Starling on Foster. Turns to fire, left it short. Gungba yanking down the rebound.
You know, Syracuse, if they're going to play that zone, just have to communicate with screens. Gungba set a heck of a screen, and nobody talked.
Boozer gets the foul. Almost hit the shot, too. He'll be headed to the line to shoot a couple.
Now here's the screen I was talking about here. You're going to see it coming. It's watch Gungba here. He's going to come up for that screen, and that's
player at any point in the Division I career in this century when you add in the assists as part of that equation.
It reminds me a lot of Şengün that plays for the Houston Rockets, and a lot of people like to say, well, he lacks explosiveness. You don't need explosiveness when you can call people out with angles of attack, and that's how he plays. Archery called him a college Jokic earlier today.
They did. Asking for comparison. A dunk there by Kyle. Man, can he elevate. He can get in the air as fast as anybody in college basketball. On the roll. Boozer trying to go over the top, and a great defensive play by Kyle.
He's just so active. He gets so many deflections.
It's fun to watch play defense. The turnaround pop, and that'll drop for Donnie Freeman.
And that's how Donnie likes to play. He can drive. He can spin off that right shoulder, reverse pivot, and can shoot a little fadeaway. Such an NBA move.
6 points. He's averaging 18. Foster to drive it. Hands off and an easy slam for the 6'11" Gumbo.
Yeah, that's where you like Caleb Foster to be. He's so good when he's able to attack downhill because he draws so much awareness from the defense. He can be great for other players.
Getting into the scoring comment. 17-point game against SMU. He can do that too. Here's Freeman again. Kyle on the baseline. Shot clock to 7. Spinning right into Gumbo. And slams another one home.
He's been excellent.
Has 12 points tonight. Averaging just 9 points a game, so not a major scorer, but he's scoring tonight. They need 3 more just like it. 54-34. Boozer.
Why leave the ball? Why leave the ball? If you're forced to switch, you have to stay at home. Force him to take a difficult shot. You never leave the man with the ball.
Coming up on the 15-minute mark at Cameron. Nathan George, the point guard, he's been pretty quiet. They kind of needed a step up from him. Shot clock at 7. Freeman again on Sarr, pushed away. 3 to get off a shot. Working out of a double. Is starting. Yes! Just in time.
Great patience right there by Donnie Freeman to force the double team, but Duke continue to impress with so many interchangeable parts. They can switch positions 1 through 5. Even bigs can guard the perimeter.
Another touch for Boozer. On Kyle, has him on the hip. Still working. Raising is so strong with that lower half.
Also, he's so patient. He'll just utilize so many head fakes around the rim, and he'll just wait you out and utilize that footwork to find a better angle.
In the game against Stanford, in the first half, he outscored Stanford by himself, 20-19. His 20 tonight, along with 10 rebounds. Kyle into the paint with a misfire.
You think about this race for National Player of the Year.
It's getting better here tonight. Hopefully not looking at the score.
You know, Molly, you're exactly right. Nobody says that the number 3 team in the nation can't continue to get better at the end of February. As you fine-tune, you get ready for the ACC tournament. You still have some big games left on the schedule. You take one game at a time. I know people hate cliches, but still the room for improvement on how they continue to get better defensively, add depth with a guy like Kuminga who had some injuries early. You're looking at a team that could be 8-9 deep, and that's what makes them scary when they enter March.
We talked about how they could really improve a little bit offensively. Well, they've made 13 out of 15 shots in the second half. Talking about Duke. To have this huge lead, 74-49. And a foul with 9:15 to go. And coming up next on ESPN and the ESPN app, it's the game of the night. Number 2 Houston taking on number 6 Iowa State. At least Jambi told me to say that. It is the game of the night. He's got it coming up with Fran Fraschilla in a moment.
What a display Iowa State put on the other day against Kansas. To talk about this beating Kansas up at Hilton Coliseum.
Evans again. No answer for him.
As well.
Imagine the very, very old days if those two had been able to play together here.
When you think about it, Cooper Flagg is actually in this class. He reclassified for last year. He would have been in the depth of this freshman class this season.
Foul with 8:48 to go. I know that sounds like a get off my lawn guy, but because that was a million years ago, but fun to think about.
Well, most definitely. You know, just the way he plays, the level. You think about another player that played here as a freshman. Kyrie Irving played 11 games. The relationship that he has with Cooper Flagg, how they train together each and every day. For Jason Kidd and the Dallas Mavericks, he's had a very special rookie year, and it feels like he's just scratching the surface.
Kyan Anthony lifting a triple and nothing but net. He can shoot it.
Yeah, he got going in their last game against SMU in the second half. He scored all 12 of his points, but like I said, he's a guy that once he sees the ball go in, he has a green light to keep shooting.
This is top recruit.
And by the way, like I give him so much credit for how he responded after his dad made a tweet. You know, obviously a lot of people have opinions on how he should be played, but he deleted social media and he's came back to work for the Syracuse Orangemen.
Well, Malik Brown so unselfish. Pried that one free, made a nice pass. Duke continues to play at a high level despite the huge lead. Long distance shot by White won't go. Syracuse one and done.
I got to tell you, Opie, how excited I am for Saturday. Getting a chance to see Duke, Cameron Boozer going against Yexo Landenberg, two of the top bigs we have in the nation, playing each other in the nation's capital. We'll have game day there. Elliot Cadell, a guy that Duke has seen multiple times playing for North Carolina last year, and obviously playing for Michigan this year. Michigan just as well could win a national title.
And they're both just